Hello my dear subscribers and viewers, it's me with you again. Today I have to greet you from my country house again because it's a little bit safer here. We have several cases, 100 of cases of coronavirus infection in the city, if I remember it rightly. So it's safer to stay here and I want to stay happy and healthy and safe. So I stay in the countryside. I do understand that not all the people have such a possibility of staying in the countryside and they stay self-isolated in their small flats, and self-isolation becomes even more difficult for them than it is for me, although I am self-isolated and see almost no one except for my family, my husband and my parents. And I have short walks, the same path every day around the house. It's better than staying in a flat of 2 rooms or 3 rooms even. And I do understand that that situation is much more difficult for many people than for me. That is why I decided to make this video and give you a piece of practical advice on how to make yourself stay at home when you have to. And since I wanted this video be useful even when the situation changes, I will tell you a small secret. This technique of making yourself behave in a certain way works with everything, not only with making yourself stay at home, but with making yourself behave in a certain way. So the first thing you're gonna know about the technique is that threats don't work so well as incentives and rewards. And the third thing that works well is the control of the situation, that feeling of control of the situation. Remember that threats work only for a certain period of time. Remember that when you threaten an animal, it only runs away and stops acting. Maybe it freezes, so it stops people acting, and what you need is to act in a certain way. Well, let's consider each point separately. The first thing that works well in making yourself behave in a certain way is incentives. Let it be social incentives in our case. We all tend to comply with the rules when we see that all the other people around us comply with the rules. So find several people in your surroundings who do behave in a certain way, who do comply with the rules imposed by the government. Make small marks for yourself in your mind that that person behaves in a normal way, in a prescribed way, let's put it so, and I will do the same. It's social incentive. The second point we are going to consider is rewards. Best of all, work immediate rewards. Immediate rewards work best of all. We all do think about the future, but future is so distant and vague, and it will become present in 10 to 15 years, in many years. So we don't care about something that will happen in 15 years as much as we do for something that will happen tomorrow, and even more for something that will happen now. So that is why immediate rewards work best. How to apply that to the situation of staying at home? Make yourself think of a certain person you want to call, for example, or of a certain thing you want to do. Tell yourself that if I do comply with the rules of self-isolation today, in the evening I will call that person. Everyone has such a person, don't they? Or if I comply with the rules today, I will do something in the evening. Let it be something that you don't allow yourself doing in a normal life. Perhaps it's eating a cake, or I don't know, imagine something for yourself that you really want to do and don't allow yourself to do in everyday life. The third point we are going to consider is the feeling of control. The feeling of control is very important when you try to make yourself behave in a certain way. On my personal example, it may be illustrated, well, I tried to lose weight in the past, and I did have scales in a flat, and I don't have scales here in the country house. And I stopped to comply with the diet since I left my scales in a flat. I don't see the results of my efforts every day. 100 grams, another 100 grams, well, good. Do comply with the diet in the future. Do comply with the diet tomorrow. But now I don't see the numbers. And I'm not so eager to comply with my diet now. So, how does it work with self-isolation? Put a table on your fridge, and in that table mark every day when you comply with the rules with green, and mark each day that you don't comply with the rules with red. Every day you're gonna see it on your fridge. And if you have such a neighbor who does comply with all the rules, put another table on your fridge and mark each his day with green and red. And if you see that he is better than you, then try to be better than him. I hope that these 3 rules will help you to make yourself stay at home when you have to. And the second part of the video is gonna be about how to make yourself feel happy, as usual, in that difficult situation of self-isolation. In order to feel happy, try to be kind. I explain what I mean. I know that being kind is out of fashion nowadays, sometimes, but it's a pity, because feeling kind makes us feel happy. We have the same emotional state. Try to feel happy for other people. Try not to envy, but to feel happy that someone has done something good. Someone has succeeded in something. And at the same time, try to think of something you can succeed in. And what can you do for that today? I think this is all I was going to tell you today, and I hope that the information I've shared will be useful to you. See you next time. Yours, Wise Life.